Interview with Dr. Artis Pabriks. Shinjinbukan Europe Summer Gasshuku, Training Camp, Latvia. June 28 to July 3rd, 2016. The 2016 Shinjinbukan Europe Summer Gasshuku was taught by Onaga Yoshimitsu Kaichō and hosted by Sensei Artis Pabriks. Sponsored by the Shinjinbukan European Association. Dr. Pabriks was a Fulbright scholar in New York City from 1996 to 1997, where he first met his teacher, Jimmy Mora. In 2005, Artis met Onaga Yoshimitsu Kaichō, the founder of the Shinjinbukan School. From 1998 to 2015, Jimmy Mora and Artis Pabriks organized numerous Gasshuku training camps to promote Shinjinbukan in Europe. Dr. Artis Pabriks traveled several times to Okinawa to learn from Onaga Yoshimitsu Kaichō at the Shinjinbukan Honbu Dojo. On October 15, 2015, Jimmy Mora, Renshi Rokudan, transferred the duties of Shibucho, director of Shinjinbukan Europe, to his senior deshi, Sensei Artis Pabriks from Latvia, in accordance to the authorization given by his teacher Onaga Yoshimitsu Kaichō. Dr. Artis Pabriks first served in the Latvian Parliament in 2004. And soon after became Minister of Foreign Affairs from 2004 till 2007, and later Minister of Defense from 2010 till 2014. Since 2014, Dr. Pabriks has served as a member of the European Parliament. Dr. Artis Pabriks shared some anecdotes about his life, his passion for martial arts, and the lessons learned as a Shinjinbukan member.
This Onaga Kaichō, as we call him because he's a chairman of our school, I'm training since 1996-97 indirectly, because I first learned one of his deshi, or one of his senior students, Jimmy Mora, in New York, when I was myself a Fulbrighter in Columbia University and New School for Social Research. So we started to train together, and this school was appealing to me because it is something what you do not find anywhere else in karate world. I personally was allowed to meet him only in 2005, and since those days basically we meet every year. Either I'm going to Japan or he's coming to Latvia, and now I already learn tea and martial arts under his guidance, direct guidance, already for 11 years since 2005, but in school I am since 1996. Well, you know, once you are a kid or teenager, it is always something what is appealing to you because it's secrets, Eastern cultures, that they are doing this differently. It is not just boxing or something where you just hit all the time. So for many youngsters and for many people, I believe that martial arts or karate, it is something more than just hitting. And indeed it is more, because it is also the way of behavior, it is philosophy, which is combined with very, very hard physical training and a lot of knowledge, because as my teacher Onaga Yoshimitsu was telling, stupid people can't do karate, because you need to think about many concepts and really understand it. Then you can make it perfect, because a lot of nuances and secrets are hidden in very small parts. It's not easy to reflect on myself, because you are living every day, every year, and it's not easy to tell how you change. So you get used to this, but I believe that you become more self-confident. I think you are becoming also more moral person. I'm not trying to say that, I'm a good guy, but you are looking to other people through a different prism. You can evaluate a person according to his or her character. You can evaluate a person according to his or her physical ability. So you see, this is a whole personality who is standing next to you or opposite to you. And of course you try to change yourself to the best side. I don't tell that I understand Japanese or Okinawan culture. I know a lot of nuances, and I try to learn and have an empathy for the way how they are thinking. I would say that also my service in the army for 2 years somehow helps, because it is a lot of discipline. It is politeness, it is discipline, it is a way of thinking without too many expressions maybe. So I would say that karate and tea and Onaga Yoshimitsu helped me to understand better Far East cultures in general. It's Japan, Korea, China, Taiwan, Singapore, and it helps me in politics, because as I'm sometimes joking with my colleagues, since I was former Minister of Foreign Affairs, if you behave in diplomatic service just like you behave in dojo once you are training, you probably will never fail. I think you really must have curiosity for something new and possibility to study and learn, because it is not just a physical training. Just with a physical training you will never acquire tea, so you must have a certain intellectual capacity. And this is what my teacher is telling. So once students are coming to you, usually young students are coming, they're studying for 2 or 3 months and they're dropping out because they don't see a result. And especially in such a school which is not going for competitions, because we are not making money for this, we are not going for competitions, we are doing it for ourselves. So people must be basically grown up already to understand what he or she wants. So I have only few students, but also Onaga Yoshimitsu has only few students. It's not a question about number, it's a question about few and trying to get the best quality. Physical together with emotional, philosophical and scientific. Well, I think actually tea is in many ways a salt which you add to any kind of martial art. So this is a nuance, no matter what kind of style of karate you practice, is it Goju-ryu or Shorin-ryu or something else, immediately you can observe, does this person know tea or doesn't. And if the person who practices knows tea, he or she moves immediately differently, and he or she can act immediately differently. There are thousands of people who practice karate, and there may be good practitioners and good karate men, but if they don't know tea, their possibilities to grow and possibilities to adapt to age are limited. Well, every person has their many identities. They are working, they are having families, so you simply have to find the time for this. And I'm sometimes telling also to my students and colleagues, if you have time to sleep, if you have time to eat, if you have time for sex, then you definitely have time also for exercise. Karate, just like many other things, they help to understand people. And politics, it is about people. As Aristotle told, people are social animals. So also karate people are social animals. And if you can learn better to understand people, you maybe can become a better politician as well.